Hi guys, today I'm going to show you more basics for Python, and this time it's going to be a little more advanced. Like it's going to be harder a little because each time we learn more, the harder it gets. So now we're going to go to slicing. Slicing is to slice a variable, for example, or a string, and you can say how much you want to slice from it. So this is what we're going to learn in today's video, and we're going to learn more. I'm going to create a variable called x, and I'm going to set it to equal to, for example, hello world. Now I'm going to print inside, and I'm not just going to print x very fast. I'm going to print x, and then square brackets, and then inside I'm going to write 2, and then and then colon, and then until 4. I'll show you what this means. If you just run the code, you can see that inside the terminal it says LL. This one. I'll show you why. Because it sliced off the first two. So it actually starts from 2 until 4. And 0 counts in Python. So this is 0, 1, and then 2. It starts from 2, and then it goes to 4. So it's not going to include 4, but it's going to remove 4 at the end. This is how to slice, and also you can do this if if the string is too tall and you don't know which part is it, and you just do 100, it might not work. So instead, just remove the entire numbers in the second place after the colon. Just remove it. It means from 2 until the end. So if I run the code, you can see it say LLO and then world. So I just take from here, and also you can do this. This one means from the start until the end, but no one really uses this because like you can just print X instead. It's easier. But some people use this for other cases because if with another colon, it means the step. So from where does it start, and then where is the end, and then what is the step. So for example, if I put the step 2 and leave them like this, you can see that it prints HLO and then OL. Now the 2 means the step. So the step is like this. It starts from H, so it includes H, and then it goes 1, 2. So it will skip E. So as you can see here, it also skipped it, and then it skips L and writes O instead, and then it skips this one, the comma, and then it goes to space, and then when it goes to space it go 1, 2, and then O, and then again 1, 2, and then L. So it only takes these, and the D is not included because it can go outside. You can even put it 4, but it will be shorter. So it will do like this. It starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes this one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It also includes the space as a letter. So you can even do like this. But you can do like this. And then you can see it's the same thing. You can do like this also. Or just remove the entire thing. Now I'm going to show you inputs. So to write something. We're going to do a variable, but instead of doing it an ordinary variable, we're going to make it changeable. So you are the one who's going to write the value. So I'm going to do a variable called x, for example, and then I'll set it to an input. The input is going to ask, what's your name? then you can put your own name, and then I'm going just to do a space so the person can write. Because if you don't do a space, when you run the code, you can see that you have to write it after the question mark. So I'll just do a space, and then you can. It's okay if it gives you an error, because sometimes Python just confuses, and then it won't happen again. When you write, but if you write anything, you can see nothing happen because we never printed the variable x. We're going to print x. Now when I run the code and I write my name, or you can write your name, you can see it prints Hamza. Same thing you write. But to make it better, to say hello and then the word, we can do this. We have to learn about uh, how to plus a string with another string. To do this, just put an ordinary string and write hello. I'll put a comma and space, and then I'll write here. Sorry, it's okay. I don't have to put a space. But I'll write a comma. But to not get confused, you can just do this and put this one a plus instead of an x. Comma. So now I'm going to plus it by with x. So now if I run the code and I write my name, you can see it prints hello and then my name. But it's okay because I'm going to teach you in other lessons if this happens. When you write your name in small letter, it will still be small letter. I'm going to teach you in the other lesson of Python Basics Part 3. It's going to show you how to write your name in the capital letter at the start. Even if you write, for example, in capital letters, it should just make them small letter. This thing we are going to learn in the other lessons. So now I'm going to go to the other level of slicing, and I'm going to let the input so that I can show you. Inside the print, I'm going to write slice. Sorry, not slice. I'm going to just write x and then square brackets. And then inside here, I'm going to write from 1, so I'll skip the first letter, and then just go to the end. Okay. Now I'm going to make this a variable so that I can show. I'm going to show you quickly because it's easy to do it. I'm going to show you how to make the name capital letter at the start and then small letter at the end, even though you did something else. So I'm going to make a new variable here called y, and then it's going to equal to the input of the first one. It will skip the first one, but instead I'm going to do this from the first until the second one. So it just skips the other and only gives me the first one. So if I print y and I save and run, let's see if I write my name, it prints only the first one. So I'm going to do this. There's something called dot upper or dot lower. Dot lower makes a small letter. Anything makes a small letter, but you have to put brackets. And dot upper make anything go uppercase. So I'm going to use it. But remember to put brackets because sometimes people forget to put brackets, which might not work. And finally, I'm going to create the final variable z. It's going to take x, and it's going to start from the first one. So you're just going to skip the first one and go until the end, and make this one lowercase instead of upper. So now all you have to do is just print, or or instead of confusing you can just create a new variable which is going to plus y and z. But I'm just going to let it inside the print. So I'm going to write hello and then comma. I'll write plus to plus the other thing that will go inside, And then inside here, I'm going to write y plus x, z. So now if I run the code, if I write my name like this, for example, you can see it mixes correctly. Even if you made your entire word the opposite way, like this, it should be the opposite, so just do it. So it takes the first one, which is Hamza, for example. I'm just going to create a dot, or you know what, a hashtag, it's better. I'm going to write Hamza so I can show you. It will just take the first one. It will only take the H one and make it uppercase. And then the Z variable takes the from it will skip the first one. It will just take the others. So 0 is the first one, 1 is the second one, and then it will go until the end and make it lowercase. And then it will plus hello plus Y and Z. And I put a space so you can see the name. Now I'm going to teach you about slicing but the opposite way. So if you put here -1, it will still work actually. So let me show you. For example, I'm going to remove this and remove this one too. X. I'm going to set it to hello world, and then I'm going to just take from the X the -1, which is this, and then it will take it until 1. I'll just remove this. You can see that nothing happened because it couldn't slice from a negative number to a positive number. So I'm going to put it to negative. I'll put it from -3 to -1. So now if I just run the code, you can see it takes the last. Uh, these letters, because -3 is this one, -1 is this one. In the opposite way, it doesn't go that this one is 0 because this is already 0. So this is -1, -2, -3. So it took these. I can, and by the way, if you see it upper because I put upper here, I'm just going to remove it. I put here negative from -4, or I'll put it -5 instead, to -1 or to 0. Now if I run the code, it will not work because it's negative. I forgot. And now if I run the code, you can see it takes all of them, but instead of the last one. So you can just do this. Just put a space. But you can see that the first one got removed because it have to be 6. And then I can just and then it will just work. Now this is slicing negatives. And now I'm just going to teach the last thing, which is strip. Strip will remove any spaces from the word. So first I'm just going to erase this one and remove this one too. Uh, with this one, and now I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a 3 spaces, for example, or 2. I'm going to write strip. Sorry, I forgot something. I forgot to write x dot strip. So it will remove any spaces from the word. And then just let 2 brackets without anything inside. If I run the code, you can see there's no more spaces. Let me just do it better so you can see. I'll just do it like this. Never mind. I'll show you it as an input. So I'm going to put an input here because an input is more clear. The end will have something so you can see that this is the end of the input. Now if I just run the code, you can see It's remove. Sorry, it's because it's an input. If I just write, for example, h and then a lot of spaces, when you run the code, you can see there's no more spaces at the end. It only strips the answer. This is why. And if you do it and print statement, it will just remove the spaces at the end. But if you put another word in front of it, it will not remove the space. Like here, it didn't remove the space because it's there's another word in front of it. But it will remove the spaces if uh, you would like not put another word in front of it. This is all for today's lesson. Hope you learned something new and hope you enjoyed this lesson. And next time I'll do part 3 for Python basics and do a lot more like F strings and other things.